What's happening, fam? LAR movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below. I just got up. It was a long day yesterday. This video is entitled How Feminism Created an Economy. I was thinking about this yesterday. I saw something on ABLs about the Boy Scouts admitting girls, and just happened to have conversations with a few friends of mine about, just the dynamics of money in relationships. And dawned on me that, and I've alluded to some of this before when they had this old video of an older guy who said, he was talking to, I think, one of the Rothschilds about feminism. And he was like, what do you think it was about? And the guy said, liberating women. He was like, no, you idiot, it's about money. And the way I look at it is, the economy is based on destroying things for cheap and rebuilding them at a high cost. So feminism is a cheap way to destroy the family, but to rebuild with a stable family can provide, you got to charge for everything. That's just how I look at it. I might do another video on like the economics of war, but it's the same premise, And what I mean by that is this: feminism wanted to had this thing of wanting to be equal to men by doing the very same things that men do, like by having this gender role fluidity. But the problem, that we all see is the idea that women want to be women and they want to be men. And it's understandable because they wanted to be equal to men for free. and that's not how it was going to go down. So it created a whole new economy. You got to think about it. The food industry, from fast food to restaurants, just eating out in general, that became a booming industry because of feminism. Because you see less people cook, less people know how to cook, less families eat at the table together, and more people are eating out. And people say, eating healthy costs too much. And I look at them like, you sound ridiculous. Because if you got 4 people going to a fast food restaurant, that's $30, $40. That costs too much. You could eat for a week on $30, $40. But people don't look at it that way. But that's a booming economy, The daycare industry, it wasn't as big back then as it is now. Everybody didn't need a daycare facility. You had family to watch the kids. You had your parents, but families are disjointed. Because of everybody's got to be a go-getter, right? Nobody's at home. So now you got a problem. So now you're dealing with that industry, and it's to the point where it's from infancy to basically high school. It's a whole economy. A whole economy. You got, in some ways, you can use it boosted the clothing industry, because back in the day, just like clothes and plane tickets used to have child fare. What I mean is, if a man's jeans is $19, the kid's jeans was $12 for the same exact company. But now they're both $20. So that creates a whole nother economy because now uh, you're getting apparel for adult prices. Same thing with plane tickets. These families, broken up families, they having to fly their children here and there. Not to mention, you know, after a child is two, a 2 or 3 year old is considered an adult now. Ain't that something? See, a kid used to be a kid, a child's fair. Not no more. See, if your ticket's $300, your 3-year-old kid's ticket is $300. And if you sending that kid alone, that may be another $50 to $150 to watch that kid on the plane. Here we go. You see, people forget that. That's a whole that boosts. It creates an extra economy. Another thing, because the quote unquote feminine side of feminism forgets that women are much bigger spenders than men. So if you can get a woman in a home by herself, whether she's working, divorced, or collecting alimony or collecting child support or whatever, she is going to spend her free time shopping in one way or another. One way or another. So you're going to always have something. Like, I think part of like Amazon and Macy's and, you know, JCPenney's and Walmart and all these online businesses, for the most part, I always see, for the most part, the overwhelming majority of people getting packages of women. Always shop. Always shop. So that's a business because at the end of the day, you know, back in the day when they were families, there were women in the family who were seamstresses. They actually made their own clothes. Or could fix their clothes if their clothes was messed up. But no more. Another booming business is comfort, you know. And what I mean by comfort, as a man, you might get a sports car, you might get a pickup truck, but you don't need a luxury vehicle. Women like luxury vehicles, right? I need the leather heated seats. Oh, with the vibrating, just to drive in, right? We guys like, does the engine work? Does the AC work? Let's go get them. So you create a comfort society, and when you create this comfort society, we talk about the generations coming up of soft kids who always need something. It's the situation, they need to be extra comfortable. Oh, I can't study under these conditions. Oh, I can't play sports if I don't have like the ankle socks with the calf socks, with the tights with the pads in them, with the uniform and the bodysuit top under the uniform, and I have to have the fresh haircut with the dye to feel like I can play. Oh my God. Now that I feel like I look like I can play. But I need a rest break because I was jumping around too much before tip off. So a whole nother economy because you don't want to play. Because now you got extra money you're wasting on these kids' activities or the accessories to their activities. Plus, they in the house so much they're driving up your light bill because the AC is on 24/7. You know, because everybody needs to be comfortable like mom, right? Same thing when it comes to fixing things. You know, man and woman in the household, you didn't need landscapers like that, really. You didn't need, you might have needed a mechanic here and there, but if you had an intact family and your community was intact, there was always somebody in the neighborhood that could fix something, you know. Oh, you got a problem with that, man? You got a problem with your car? I got you. Oh, you got a problem with your roof? You got a leak, man? I'm gonna come by. Plumbing? Don't worry about that. Harris from cross the street, he got you. Okay, cool. You know, that type of stuff. Oh, your kid, you want to teach your kid how to play piano? Granny, 2 blocks over does that. See, he was always a cohesive unit. But no more, because feminism created this booming economy of always outsourcing your parenting and your extended family and your community. And women never didn't think of this or didn't see this coming. But the crazy part about it is, this is part of what's driving them crazy about being unhappy about being men. You see, y'all were suckers. You know, that's why, you know, and when you look at it, you see women out at bars drinking. You see women feeling like, you know, I'm tired from a long day's work. I just don't want to do anything. Look, I need to be taken care of. I need a vacation. I need a break. That's when they dabble from being a man to a woman, right? And you know, and the crazy part about it is they're really not doing work like men were doing work when feminism started. It wasn't like they were doing strenuous manual labor, like they weren't doing construction or farming or anything like of that sort, or anything out in the elements, you know, putting up light poles. They're not doing any of that. They're sitting somewhere barking orders, answering the phone, getting on the computer, that type of stuff. So, you know, it's like, come on. But not realizing that you're hemorrhaging money left and right, and you're creating generations that can hemorrhage money left and right, to the point where it also creates an economy, a wealth gap. Because now you have less creative people, less innovative people, less people who can produce anything, because they don't work as much, because necessity is the mother of necessity is the mother of invention. And if you take necessity away and put comfort in its place, then you're gonna always wait for somebody else to do something to make you comfortable. So you're gonna have a smaller group of producers and inventors and innovators than you did before, and they're probably gonna amass way more wealth than the people previously. You know, so it's interesting to me. So in my opinion, you know, feminism created a booming economy. Probably, well, let me go a little further. Education. Because you needed to get educated. So education became a booming economy because the price of education over the last 30, 40 years has went up like exponentially. So, and then you got these other women going, I'm gonna go get an education and I'm gonna get an education. Not saying there's anything wrong with it, but y'all not thinking about y'all not doing a price, you know, an analysis of cost versus what are you getting out of it, you know? And I think that's a bad thing, you know. You're because you worked yourself into a disastrous amount of debt. So, you know, and while you're trying to be a man, now you want a man to come fix the debt, which keeps people single, because now you're not marriage material because your debt is too high as compared to what you can produce and bring into a marriage. So that's just my opinion on this one. Talk to y'all later. Peace.